What's up, everybody? For those who are caught completely by surprise, what I decided to do for the next few episodes of Monday Hauls, which is my usual Monday night series that goes live at 10 p.m. Central, was I said, you know what? I'm used to doing these as a pre-recorded series, but things move so fast, and things can go so quickly that I said, I need to try to do this a little bit more immediate. And also, it cuts down on the amount of post production that I have to do on an episode, because generally it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to prep the episode after I've shot it, to get it edited and to get it uploaded and ready. So what I did instead for tonight, and the next few Monday nights, is I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do these as a live stream show, just like we do on Monday nights for the giveaway show. So a lot of people probably are expecting that this just was going to be like another pre-recorded show. I don't know if I'm going to have anybody in the chat, but I am recording this because it's going to stay on YouTube, and we'll be able to you'll be able to go back to it just like any other episode of Monday Hauls. So, like I said, this is a little bit of an experiment over the next few weeks, doing Monday Hauls as a live stream show instead of a pre-recorded show. Going to be doing the same thing. It's hauls and unboxing videos, but it's going to be done as a live stream. So, for those who are able to tune in the moment, great, that's awesome. For those who are watching this later on, hopefully it still gives you some stuff that you can think about and consider about this week's pickups. So, hey, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As I said at the very beginning, I think Cross Collects Comics, and this is Monday Hauls. This is a show it's a weekly web series that focuses on my comic book pickups from the past week to week and a half. Sometimes it's unboxings, sometimes it is just haul videos, and sometimes I even do mini reviews about the books that I think are worth picking up. So here are some books that I've done that I've gotten from my local comic shop. So some of you know my son is pretty good at picking out some of the independent hits. He picked Tokyo Ghost, We Live, Stillwater, and Homesick Pilots as some of his favorites. So this most recent one that he picked out is called Step by Bloody Step. Now, I haven't read it yet, but I can tell you that he is pretty excited about it. So this is number one. This is the darker cover. I think it's a cover A. Then this is number one, the cover B. Then this is going to be issue 2, the cover A. And then issue number 2, the cover B. So he generally responds pretty strongly when he sees artwork and story that really appeals to him. And so I've learned to kind of trust his instinct in some areas when it comes to independent books. So that one, he had the same reaction to it that he did We Live, and he picked up on We Live by just a postcard. And I wish I had picked up some of those books when he first picked it out, but I didn't quite listen to him at that point. But then I started to have come to trust his instinct for picking some of these independent books that are going to be winners. And I think it's also a generational thing. I think that his generation responds. So on his behalf, I'm recommending Step by Bloody Step, because he did react to it the same way that he did We Live. And We Live ended up being a pretty big winner because we were still able to get into those before they went up in price. So that's 1 and 2. So so check out Step by Bloody Step if you haven't already. Also, new books that I picked out for myself was The Joneses, number 1 of 5. This is, I think, the cover A. This is another title from AWA Upshot. I have really been enjoying their work, and this one I couldn't not pick it up when I read the premise. And it's about superheroes that are superheroes living living a domestic life and trying to deal with neighbors. So Neat premise, great quality books that have been coming out. So I wanted to go ahead and pick that one up. Also, when I found out that he was going to be coming back to comic books, The Rocketeer came out this past week. This is The Rocketeer, The Great Race #1, the cover A. Also picked out cover B. I think I have a second one of these coming as well. And cool enough, they had a blank, which I need to start doing something with some of the cover blanks that I have. So I picked those up because I'm a big Rocketeer fan, and finding out that they were relaunching it and they were going to do something with it. Yeah, I've heard rumblings of a live action series that's going to be coming out. So I think, and we saw books spike. The first appearance of Rocketeer and Star Slayer #2 went up in value. So definitely a book worth considering, especially if they do, as they've done with Star Wars, and stick to some of the newer comic books to mine for material. So let's see, another new book that came out. This is Nottingham #1, and I think it's the fourth. It's either the fourth or fifth print, but it had a really cool black and white sketch variant cover, so I picked this up. I had sold off my cover A of Nottingham when it shot up in value, because I just wanted to go ahead and kind of sell that one off, let somebody else take over for it, because it was way higher in value than I expected it to go. But I decided to go and pick up this sketch because it looked really cool, and I remember the story was interesting. Miles Morales Spider-Man #36. That's the A cover, and then variant edition of Miles Morales Spider-Man #36. So that is there. Also, if you haven't been picking them up, these 50th Lucasfilm Limited anniversary covers that are tied to The Mandalorian, these are the first cover appearances of all these characters that are appearing in live action in The Mandalorian. So I picked this up, picked up 2 copies of Dr. Aphra #19, which had, I think it's Bo-Katan and one of her other Mandalorians there. So I picked up 2 copies of that. Picked up 1 copy of Bounty Hunters #21, which features, I think, what's his name, Grief Karga, the Carl Weathers character from the show. Also a hot book, red hot book. I picked up multiples of these. Gave one of them away on the Wednesday night giveaway show, and then also sold one of these on one of the affordable auctions. But I still have this copy, and I'm still snagging them when I come across them, because those books seem to have settled to be around a $30 book for the moment. But it is what it is. Something That's Killing the Children has come back out. This couldn't pass up this die cut cover for this one, and still moderately interested in it, though the issues 1 and 15 have been my favorite thus far. So I have not found anything to really rival those in terms of storytelling in the Something Is Killing the Children universe. I think I'd shared before about Darth Vader #20, the Mandalorian cover. These are the first print. Both of these had small corner crunches when they came in from my online retailer, so I was pretty irritated about that. But I'm holding on to them for now in case I can do something with them. I don't think they'll hit 9.8. I also did locally pick up a copy of Darth Vader #20, the second print, which actually looks really cool aesthetically because the silver matches the armor for the Mandalorian. So there's this one as well. I highly recommend picking those books up when you can. Also, I found a couple of copies of this book, Noctera #1, the 1 in 10. Had 2 copies, used one as a giveaway just to pass that along because I did get them at cover price. And but I decided to go ahead and hold on to one. Now here's some back issues that I've picked up, including a couple of personal collection books that you've seen me share on Instagram if you follow me there. One of these was Jim Lee's Wildcats #1. I like to pick these up every once in a while when I can. Added this to the personal collection. Nice reprint for Star Wars #2. it's fairly low grade. I'd put it at about a 4.0, but it was neat to pick up because it's Star Wars #2. It's first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a reprint. Might do it as a giveaway. Might just hold on to it and see what happens. But it was otherwise neat to get a hold of. So there's 3 books for the personal collection that I'm going to go over that were pretty cool. Came across these in an online claim sale. Deadshot Beginnings #1, 2 copies. And then everybody's favorite Undead Cyborg, Deathlock. Man, I remember this from the 90s. This made me smile seeing these. So I picked up a couple of these for an inexpensive price. This was one of the first comic books I had as a teenager, well, preteen-ish teenager, 12, 13-ish. So I grabbed a couple of copies to go in my Deathlock binder with the first, second, all his other appearances and astonishing tales. So here's the big 3 books that I picked up this time. This is Web of Evil #18. One of my collecting goals for the year was to pick up my first pre-code horror comic book, and I came across this in an affordable auction. One of the sellers had it going. It's in solid condition, and it just was such a fantastic book. I decided to go ahead and get it. This is Web of Evil #18. So as you know, there was a Comics Code Authority that was established after the Seduction of the Innocent book came out, and there were some congressional hearings, and there was a lot of persecution around the comic book industry because there hadn't really been any kind of governing oversight on the types of stuff that was put on covers and how gruesome it was. Obviously it was comic books, but there was a lot of people that got into an uproar, and societally it became a big deal. So that's why it's called pre-code, because these books, a lot of these books were published before the Comics Code Authority was a thing. I was very glad. This is my first golden age. Of course, all pre-code is golden age, but my first pre-code horror book to add to the personal collection. This had been one of 17 goals that I set up for myself at the beginning of the year, and I've tried to be very focused and aim at these things. And so when I hadn't picked a specific book. I just said, I want a golden age pre-code horror book, and so this was the one that I went ahead and went with. And I really, I was very excited to pick it up. I got it for, I think it was $220 plus shipping, which for a lot of pre-code horror, those books just continue to rise in price. So I felt like it was affordable given the goal that it was, and it was in the price range that I wanted to spend. And I just love the cover and the premise for the story. This guy, his ghoulish classmates come back to haunt him later, and I just enjoyed this and have enjoyed flipping through it. Web of Evil #18, added this to the personal collection. That's one of the 17 goals. Another of the 17 goals came as part of a 2-for deal. This is Marvel Premiere #15. This is the first appearance of Iron Fist, as a lot of you know. What's up, Azores? It's good to see you, man. So I'm doing Monday hauls. Instead of doing it as a pre-recorded, I'm doing it as a live stream. So you guys can drop questions and stuff in there and say, hey, for the next 5-6 weeks, I'll be doing Monday hauls as a live stream instead of a pre-recorded. It's usually my Monday night show that's pre-recorded and edited, but I'll be doing it as a live stream just because it cuts down on the post-production time. But Marvel Premiere #15. This is a low-grade copy. I'm putting this at about a 3.0 because it's definitely got some spine damage. It's a little bit beat up. I love that the colors are still very vibrant, even though it is a low-grade book. And, I've fallen to the camp of low grade is better than no grade. So when I can find a key book like this to go ahead and slot into my personal collection, especially if it's on my goals for the year, I will go ahead and take Yep, exactly. Low grade is better than no grade. Hey, General Jedi, what's up? It's good to see you. I'm doing Monday hauls as a live stream instead of a pre-recorded. But yeah, so yeah, I'm all about the low grade. So I went ahead and got this. I had picked up Iron Fist #1 just on a lark for a very inexpensive price a few weeks ago. So to go ahead and pick this one up. Now this is part of a bundle deal that I did with Gator's Secret Stash on Instagram. Yeah, yeah, it is live. I'm doing it live this time. Like I said, I'm going to be doing it live for the next 5 or 6 weeks because it cuts down on post production time and it allows me to interact with people that are on. But yeah, so this was part of a deal with Gator. The second book, which was actually the really big, cool book that I didn't expect to be, was The Demon #1. And this is a very solid mid grade copy. But here was the thing. I asked Gator to take a look at it and let me know, hey, what's the condition like? Can you pull it out of the bag and take a look at it? And lo and behold, when he and I shared this, I think on the Raw Signatures episode of the giveaway show, on the front page, he found this. And so all of us that have looked at it and compared feel very comfortable that it is a legitimate Jack Kirby signature. Gator did as well. And so that all of a sudden, I mean, that obviously changed the deal. But I went ahead with it, even though I had not intended to spend as much on this book as I did. The reason I went ahead and spent as much as I did on it was because of the signature. Because Jack Kirby signatures are rare. They are more rare than I believe them to be much more rare than Stan Lee book signatures, and I just like the idea of having one of my books, personal collection books for the year, signed by Jack Kirby, the creator, because he was the creator for the Demon, for Etrigan the Demon. For those who wonder, well, why does a pastor want a copy of the Demon #1? Well, the reason is it's a nostalgia thing. So one of my favorite, when as an adolescent, like 12, 13 years old, one of my favorite storylines from Detective Comics starring Batman was this one where Batman faces a 6-armed demon, and that's been summoned by somebody else, and so he goes to Jason Blood, aka Etrigan the Demon, for advice on how to deal with it. And it's always stuck with me. I've always loved that cover. It's one of my top 10 favorite covers of all time for Batman. It's Batman. I wish I pulled it to show it, but I didn't. But it's him being held spread-eagled, and then two of the demon's arms with a huge battle axe about to chop him in half. And so it's always stuck with me. I've always liked the demon character from that storyline. So I added it to my collecting goals for the year, and sure enough came by it and was able to add, within the space of less than a month, 3 of the books that were on my list, my collecting goals list. So yeah, so hey, that's this episode of Monday Hauls. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure and leave a like on the video. Make sure and drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the pickups. Let me know what you think of the collecting goals and some of the books that I was able to get to satisfy those goals. Let me know what you think of the whole philosophy of low grade is better than no grade, because I'd love to hear everybody's opinions on that and what they think about it. I'm going to put that right there. And above all, make sure and keep collecting those comics, keep reading those comics, and keep interacting. Quick note that we are just, I think as of the recording of this video, we are just about a dozen people away from our big giveaway for the 750 subscriber mark. As many of you, if you're regularly here on the channel, you know that this is going to be the big giveaway for 750. That's right. This book, Masters of the Universe, #1 in a CGC 9.4 with white pages, will be a free giveaway once we break 750 subscribers. And I think right now we're like at 737 or 738. So we're very, very close to breaking that goal. Once we do, I'll be giving that book away, but it won't be the only one. I'll be giving away some others as well. So make sure, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, obviously, because we've got some big subscriber milestones coming up, and hit that notification bell so that you know the next time I'm going live, the next time we're on. Real quick, couple of things. Jason D's sweet pickups, always fun to see what it, yeah, no, that's why I love doing this show, because I think it can help inform other collectors like, oh, hey, this is something that maybe I'll take a look for. Maybe I'll look out for it and keep an eye out for it. Let's see. Yeah, General Jedi, firm believer in low grade is better than no grade for expensive. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, because otherwise some of these books would just be completely unattainable. Card Shop Reality, thank you. Thumbs up. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, hey, for all those who tuned in, thanks so much for doing that. I tried this out as a live stream. I know there wasn't very many of us because I didn't really talk about it much. It was just kind of a spur of the moment decision I made this past weekend. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And then above all, keep collecting the comics. I am Carl's Collects Comics. This is episode number 40 of Monday Hauls Live, and I have enjoyed hanging out with you guys for just a few minutes. So I'll see you next time.